Everyone who makes a practice of sinning also practices lawlessness. That's 1 John 3:4. And in 1 John 2, it gets into everything about the practice of sinning. And that was something that always tripped me up, because what does practice mean? Anytime we hear that word now, the cultural relevance, if you're a sports fan, is Allen Iverson saying practice. Talking about practice, like discounting the importance of practice. Like it's not a big deal. It's not a game. It's not real life. It's insignificant. But I bring that up to make a point that hopefully could be encouraging, and it really gets into why I do this daily video. And I've talked about it before, but it's to practice. It's to practice speaking about things that matter, even when I don't want to. It may seem like it's easy and I'm comfortable, and I'm a lot more comfortable now, but just speaking about a lot of these things was never something that, I felt very comfortable doing. I'd rather avoid them, but the more you do something that you're uncomfortable, obviously we know this, you get better at it. You're scared of something, face it, and then you conquer it, and then you can, do great things. And it's in the little things. When you start talking about practicing sin, are you still willfully doing things without having any bearing on your conscience? Whatever you practice, that's what you become. So if you're practicing the things of the world and it's not bothering your conscience, I guess you may not consider it practice. You may just consider it life and the things that you like and the things that you want to do. But sometimes to change habits that are bad, you have to institute practice. If you want to get better at a sport, what do? You practice. If you want to get better at math, what do? You practice. You do your homework. If you want to pass a test, you study. That's practice. When you want to get closer to God, you practice the things that will get you closer to God. And I'm not even saying that this is one of those things, but being able to speak up for the reason for the faith that you have it's important to feel emboldened to be able to speak with confidence in a world that wants to refute anyone who does stand up for the truth. So for me, it takes practice to just continually talk about it, even in a controlled setting, a very easy, comfortable setting like this, but just doing something so repetitively that then when you find yourself in maybe a more hostile situation with somebody who doesn't agree with the things I'll say here, in real life, the words come out. It's easier to have grace and just, it's easier to be calm when you're practiced. It's just like watching, I'm a Baltimore Ravens fan. I love Lamar Jackson because he's humble and he praises the Lord. He may not be perfectly discerning. That's another story. But one thing he talks about this year, he's having an amazing year. And where's that crazy light coming from? And he talks about because it's the second year in the new offense, in Todd Monken's offense. He had a whole year to practice in games and in practice, and now he's in his second year. So you always hear talking about the game slowing down when you've practiced. It's the same thing with standing up for your faith, with standing up for anything that you're convicted of. When you practice, whatever it may be, you will get better at it. And when you're practicing lawlessness, when you're practicing sinning, it means you don't care about stopping. You're not instituting other habits to practice the way of righteousness. And I'm certainly no expert, but I can say with confidence that just doing something like this every day has helped me immensely. And yeah, I do it at work as well. And all of that has played a role in me feeling more confident when I go into conversations about things that I used to not have the same confidence in sharing because they can be difficult. Now it's like you look forward to them and it comes out almost effortlessly. And not that there can't still be uncomfortable moments, because there is, but I just wanted to use that verse to talk about practice. Is there something that you want to get better at? And maybe it's your relationship with the Lord. Practice something, challenge yourself to get in the Word more, to pray more, if you're not doing any of these things. But for me, it was doing something like this that can at times feel like a chore, but it's okay. It's like, you don't always like practice. I definitely don't like going to the gym, but I like how I feel after the gym, and it's that kind of thing. And then when you keep doing that, you build good practices, and then it starts to flow, and that's how you change habits. And we've all been conditioned to have a lot of bad habits in this world. Only by focusing on the God and making it a habit out of serving Him, getting closer to Him, can we really start to reverse the damage done by this world and its indoctrination system. So Lord knows we're going to have a lot more propaganda thrust at us every day as the transition happens and people are appointed, and a lot of people are going to be at wit's end, and you need to practice having patience and grace. I think I'm looking in the mirror on that one. So anyway, I hope this finds you well. God bless. We'll see you tomorrow.